Pokemon that makes zero sense. How does a giant rock snake weigh less than a deer? Most deers are only 160 pounds. In comparison, the boulders on Onyx should usually be around 2,000 pounds, and yet it only weighs 463 pounds. And how does a giant sloth, Slaking, only weigh 288 pounds, which is 50% lighter than Nikocado Avocado? Secondly, how does a giant whale weigh less than a horse? It only weighs 877 pounds, when a blue whale that it's supposed to be weighs 330,000 pounds or 330 times heavier. If you counted the outside of Whaler, then its inside would have to be completely hollow, and the gas would have to be lighter than air. That just makes no sense. Also, how do these trainers have hundreds of dollars in drip? It doesn't matter if they're yen. There's no way for only like $5 you can buy a thing that can heal animals in an instant. And they have like hundreds of these all the time, and you can battle them so many times. And how can you not catch a Pokemon when it's fainted? It's lying on the ground. It would make it easier, wouldn't it? And how does a giant ferret be 5'11", bigger than the average man by so much, and have a body style that makes it wider than a sumo wrestler? Also, how does a giant continent Pokemon weigh less than a 4-inch square? I don't care if it's something like a black hole. It shouldn't be that heavy. And how do these muscular Pokemon like Machamp and Lucario be shorter than most toddlers and get outclassed by a gigantic Pringles jellyfish? And how does a ghost that weighs less than a ball of air somehow be able to be wider than your average sumo wrestler as well? And how do the a giant Nidoking be shorter than the average 11-year-old? That just doesn't make sense and really undermines these Pokemon. And how does this make any sense? Magneton is supposed to be made of 3 Magnemite, and if you know basic math, that should equal 39.2 pounds. But instead, it weighs over 10 times that amount at 132 pounds. What the hell happened? And how does a Chihuahua weigh the same as a caterpillar? That shouldn't be possible. And how does a sumo wrestler-sized Pokemon that eats 880 pounds of food each day weigh only 1,014 pounds, but a regular-sized hippo who only eats 88 pounds of grass each day weigh 4 times as heavy? How does a giant bug that's supposed to be like lightning fast be literally slower than a caterpillar, a grub larvae, and a literal honeybee? That makes zero sense. And how can a giant rock snake that weighs 463 pounds hit less than a literal rodent? And finally, how do these birds that literally can fly at jet speed be slower than a fat-ass cat? Dang, these just don't make no sense. I can't take this anymore, alright? I'm gonna have to shoot Nintendo to fix these.